Oh, she is here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Extra Credit Plays. We are still playing Pokemon Yellow. I am Nick, and joining me is the usual cohorts. We have Lugsberg. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, hi. Yes, I dropped by from the moon again.
So how's Mega Man doing up there?
Uh, I think he fell in something. I'll get him when we're done here.
We need to get that dude off the moon, I swear. If you get that reference, you are awesome, by the way. And then, of course, we can't forget we have the lovely mistress of ships herself, Nyx. How you doing, girl?
Pretty good.
Alright, so the game plan tonight is we're not facing any gyms. We're not really going to make much project story-wise, but we are going to level up these Pokemon because they're kind of under-leveled. So we're going to do that. This is going to be kind of like a nice chill stream. We're going to talk, have fun, and yeah. So, Nyx, what's up? Anything you want to bring up?
So I actually got a pretty interesting bug today when I was playing Fallout 4.
Oh, really? Do tell.
So there's this weird thing that happens whenever I play Fallout 4, and this has happened like on Xbox and on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go back and I play through the Concord mission where you meet Preston Garvey and the crew.
Okay.
And you go and you talk to him in Sturgis, and they'll talk about getting the power armor, the fusion core, everything like that. Usually, for some reason, the subtitles will stick on Sturgis, Teller, and the rest of the conversation will progress, but the subtitle will stick on that, and it won't change for, I don't know, some reason.
Okay.
Well, today, for the first time ever, it actually worked properly.
Wait.
The subtitle.
Wait, so you're saying the bug is that it worked properly?
Apparently,
Task
yeah.
failed successfully.
I gotta say, that is the most Bethesda thing I have ever heard. Nyx wins the internet
Right?
for tonight.
Oh, it was kind of funny. I don't know how it happened, but
I don't know either. I mean, if you ever, I swear, if you ever look at like the code for a Bethesda game, it is like it's got to be like the most spaghetti code to ever spaghetti.
Lots of code.
Let's go! Oh my god, we're getting canceled. So, Lug, any funny stories you want to tell?
I don't know. I didn't study.
Why didn't you? Come on, man. Yeah, so what you been up to, Lug? Tell me, brother.
Let's see. I guess I try to do a little screenwriting now and then. Following some more Godot engine tutorials, trying to learn some more about game design here, and
How's that
I
going
also
for you?
have been revisiting the Half-Life series. I've gotten up to Half-Life 2, Episode 2.
Nice.
I'm finally able to play it in like 4K, 60 frames per second. It's nice.
Oh,
I remember when that collapsing bridge would cause my computer to lag, and now it just happens seamlessly. Ah.
I mean, to be fair, it's literally a 20-year-old game, so I would hope it runs well. I would hope it runs like the butteriest of butter on your rig. I would hope so. Because if it didn't, I'd have some questions.
Yeah, well, I mean, my last computer was from like 2007, I think, so, and it was a Dell.
Dude, why did
So
you get a
could
Dell?
barely write. I jumped straight from, yeah, I straight up, I kept that thing for 14 years. I skipped Windows 8 entirely.
Well, to be fair, so did I. A lot of people did, but yeah. Oh dear God. Let me try and guess what it looked like. Was it silver, and it had like two kind of concentric circles around it?
Wait, is it still... Oh, wait.
Yeah, there it is right there. Um, well, it's black.
Oh. Well, that's good to know.
It says it has dual quad core processing, so I assume that would be kind of beefy, but no, not really.
I mean, for 2007, that sounds kind of beefy. So.
Yeah, dual quad core processing, but no special graphics card.
Oh yeah, that's killer. Them integrated graphics. Oof. I held that life for way too long, brother. No.
Yeah, and I would have weird things like I could play something like Serious Sam 3 BFE if I played it at the like minimum settings, but then there'd be this weird bug where a couple seconds into starting the third level, the whole display would just completely fall apart. Like it would just keep playing the last 2 frames back to back rapidly unless I did that like alt tabbed out of the game and then pulled it back up, and then it would work. Weird stuff like that could happen.
That is some weird science. Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, the whole hard drive from that thing is now in my new computer. It has like 5 of them.
Nick, so
It was weird to get. It was a weird adjustment getting used to that. I mean, I skipped an entire computer generation.
Yeah, I gotta say, I actually liked Windows 7. I still think it's a beautiful OS. So, Nick, what was your first computer that was yours? Or the one that you remember using? Like, do you remember the specs?
I don't remember much about it other than it was in a cute little dog case.
Ah. I was about to say, I thought, oh, what? Did you have one of those Barbie computers back in the day?
No.
I knew someone who had one of those Hot Wheels computer sets.
Oh my god, remember like 2 years ago when like every computer channel would be like, hey, let's take this Hot Wheels case and shove a modern computer inside. Aren't we original? You know, like remember that? Like everyone was doing that thing.
I think I remember playing like what was it called? That Flash game. I think it was like the Batman, the Cobblepot Caper or something. I remember playing it on that.
Oh my god, Flash games. So like everyone like nostalgia for like Mini Clip. For me, my site was addictinggames.com. That's the site like in the 2000s that I was big on.
Oh yeah, Mini Clip, Flash Games 247, Newgrounds, of
Cool
course.
math games.
DanDare.org.
Oh my god, I kind of remember that one, but like remember Cool Math Games or whatever.
I think it was like a bunch of Mario and Sonic stuff on there mostly.
Yeah, like it was a crazy time.
Luigi Gunman. I played a lot of Luigi Gunman.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those Flash games. Oh, there was some original stuff in there, like some crazy stuff. Like, oh my god.
Mario Combat.
Nick,
Or about Mario Combat 2? What was left of what was going to be a Super Smash Brothers fan game, like Super Nuke Brothers. That one is gone, really forgotten. It had a playable cloud long before Super Smash Brothers for Wii U.
to be fair, Urgez did it first. Look, have you heard of the game Urgez?
No.
Alright, go Google it. Go Google Urgez for the PlayStation 1. Waiting.
Oh, is that how you spell it?
So can you read, Nick, can you read Dave's comment, please?
Yep, just give me a sec.
Okay.
What the heck?
Off topic, but have you noticed how strange Sweet Baby Ink's logo looks? That's been plastered everywhere. It's like something that, would use to identify each other.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, Dave, nothing's really off topic this stream because it's just more of a chill kind of like talk and chat stream. So feel free to bring up whatever you want. So if you want to be talking about Sweet Baby Ink, I will. I won't go too deep into it because like everyone's been covering it. I don't know like what I could add to the conversation. But let's get the painless thing. Like, what do you guys think of the whole sweeping description? Like, one at a time, please. Lug, you go first.
I guess pretty much the new PETA with extra scam.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Nix, what about you?
Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, for me, this is basically just Gamergate 2, honestly. The electric boogaloo has begun. Because I was just watching like this 2-hour stream of side scrollers, which, by the way, I gotta give them a shout out. I'm not really much of like a podcast person or like a live stream person, but I do find myself enjoying side scrollers. I don't know, it's like because like Stuttering Craig's like a guy from like my youth. Well, 10 years or so ago, you know, Super Attack. So there's some nostalgia there. I don't know. But, I don't know, I think he runs a good show. That's just my opinion. Have you guys watched Side Scrollers?
I've played several.
Well, that's encouraging. So yeah, chat, if there's anything you want me to talk about, anything like you want me to mention, feel free. This is more of a chill stream. We're just kind of hanging out tonight. I'm leveling up my Pokemon. So yeah, let's get some discussions. Yeah, I liked it when they have Razor Fist on. I love that guy. Don't always agree with everything he says, but he's usually pretty right on the money, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, Nix, what Pokemon games have you played?
I have played Ruby. I have played.
Oh! Speaking of Ruby, Rooster Teeth closure. That's a good one. Nix, what's your thoughts on the Rooster Teeth closure?
Not pleased that a bunch of people are going to be losing their jobs because
Fair.
I've never. Unless they're really horrible people, I don't really kind of, care for that kind of thing.
How dare you be a normal human being with normal emotions? How dare you?
But, couldn't have happened to a better company.
Yeah, what about you, Lug?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a bittersweet situation here, but it's not like we didn't see this coming.
Yeah, the only really difference is, how long it took for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been really, doing them to themselves for so long.
The whole Wendigo fiasco.
The Wendigo fiasco? What was that one? Can you remind me of it?
There was some kind of contest to have a new monster type added, and the winner was a Wendigo, and then someone got fake offended and got that taken out, so then they went with the runner-up instead.
Oh, I vaguely remember that. That is such sour grapes.
Even though plenty of other people who were far more knowledgeable kept saying, no, this person's wrong, please do not take their word for it, here's evidence to back up why this is actually awesome, and Rooster Teeth was just like, nope, we're going first come, first serve. We're just going to listen to the first person that complained.
So
Everyone else, no.
So what was actually the issue here? Can you kind of... Because I vaguely remember that.
Oh, from my knowledge of it, it was that people were trying to claim... Well, people who don't know really what they're talking about
As
were trying
usual.
to... That it's offensive to Native Americans.
Okay.
But, I'm not American, clearly. But there is a certain section of Algonquin people who, the Wendigo does kind of come from, too. They have. And from my understanding of it, it's not really like the Navajos, skinwalkers, which is a whole other stupid thing that I really don't like talking about. But Wendigos, or at least the way that quote-unquote white people portray them, isn't how they're supposed to be portrayed, really.
Oh, you
They're
mean
not-
I'm sorry, that just sounds so typical.
Yeah, but and it's this whole thing
Like with
of
the
well,
antlers.
you're not supposed to talk about spirits, or you'll manifest them into reality. And here's the thing: I have my grandmother, who really liked to try and keep in touch with our heritage. And I probably have no real expertise on this because I'm way less native than she is, but she'd go and she'd sit in powwows and stuff with members of our tribe and members of other tribes in the area.
Okay.
But they would come to my schools for seminars and stuff and share their culture with kids who I can most definitely say were most likely would not have any kind of native blood in them. So when people say, "Oh, you can't talk about these kinds of things," yada yada yada, I have to say, well, no, because at least from my way of seeing it, tribes are, at least for Canada, they don't care. They are happy to share their culture, and I'm sure a lot of them would be thrilled to see all the different interpretations that their, monsters or spirits or whatever have been given, because it keeps the legends alive in a fun, unique way.
Yeah, that sounds yeah. Like, why wouldn't you? It's like oral tradition has only been able to exist because people share these stories. It's like they're sharing stories you understand. It's like I personally don't understand it, but I don't have I don't have a smooth brain, so.
There was at one point, I used to follow a person who'd take Monster High dolls, or really any dolls she could find, and repaint them and remake them into different kinds of creatures. I stopped following her after I watched her Wendigo video, and a few weeks later, she posted a thing talking about how she was taking it down and she was not putting this up for discussion because a bunch of people were telling her that this was very offensive to Native Americans and yada yada yada. And I was like, well, my tribe is one of the tribes that kind of told stories about the Wendigo, and I thought it was a really nice doll.
Yeah,
So,
but their offense trumps your reasonability.
a lot of people, and she she locked the comments, refused to talk about it. Like, a lot of people were like, yeah, but I'm actually native and I like the doll. I think it's a really cute, and it wasn't just me. There was like a lot of people that were saying, but it's fine, don't let people's hate get into your head. But she's like, nope, this isn't up for discussion. It's just gone. It's deleted. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, you've lost a follower.
Yeah. Lug, can you read Dave the Impaler's last two comments, please?
I remember it was one of my friend's dream to work at Rooster Teeth some years back, and she didn't get the job, even though she was clearly qualified. This probably softens that blow of wool.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
Yeah,
Why don't they cry about different interpretations of European monsters and mystical creatures?
Because something oppression, I guess. I don't know. I don't speak their language.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be like, oh, it's so offensive, but then like, okay, did you bother to check with any of the people who it would supposedly hurt? Apparently not, because they keep saying, no, we like this. So many examples of this. Like, remember when people started pounding Nintendo for how dare they depict a photograph of Mario in a sombrero on the cover art of Super Mario Odyssey and harass them into changing it to a picture of him swimming
Meanwhile, Nix, do you remember the situation?
Oh yeah, I remember.
All right, tell me what happened. Tell me, tell me what the reaction was.
Mexicans loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Like a bunch of people just started who have nothing to do with the culture started harassing Nintendo about it, saying, "Oh, it's so offensive to Mexicans and Latinos and this and that."
That kind of reminds me of the time.
Mexicans and Latinos came out and said, "No, we actually love this. This is cool. This is awesome. Please don't listen to these people. This is great." Nintendo listened to them anyway.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, like...
Same thing with, like, the
Latinx thing. The whole Latinx scenario was so hilarious. Like, every Mexican was
or even like
stop.
Or even like I think it was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They added some move where like Mr. Game and Watch does some tag team move with a Native American, and people got offended, and none of them were Native Americans.
Yeah. Honestly, like if you ever look
Like
behind hate
it was all
bots-
completely positive. They were teaming up. It was a cool little move.
Yeah.
I just don't get why people do this.
It's people who want outrage, and it's like because there's kind of like a culture of outrage. There's a marketplace for it. You know, it's like, oh, I'm outraged. Give me money. I have clout. I have power. You know, it's all power grab. That's all it is. But yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see how things see how the decks fold out here in a few years, because it'll be really interesting. Because it's just as each year passes, they get more and more brazen. I also think a lot of it is they're finally getting called out, so they're kind of acting scared now. What do you guys think?
Probably.
Yeah, there have been like some false hopes here and there, but yeah, just like there's so many options for what you can enjoy now and making our own stuff and whatnot. So like, yeah, we don't need the old guard anymore.
All right, Nix, can you read Dave's comment, please?
If Dragon Ball had put a sombrero on Goku, the entire country of Mexico would be overjoyed.
Oh, have you seen the parades to honor Akira Toriyama in Mexico?
Oh yeah, I've been seeing stuff like that.
Like Mexico is pulling out the carpet for the guy. Like if you thought like, oh, they don't, oh no, Mexicans really liked Dragon Ball.
They don't like Dragon Ball. They eat, sleep, and breathe Dragon Ball, man.
There and Brazil.
I swear, like I have met so many like Mexican weebs. It is like amazing and great. I love it. Mexicans, you love your anime, and God bless you for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. But like, what's not to love, right? Like, whatever you think about Dragon Ball, you have to admit, it can be really fun.
Yeah.
That's all you really need from a story, is fun.
Yeah. And like the guy trying to like do the Mr. Popo thing, like, come the frick on.
We've had this conversation 20,000 times before, and now you want to bring it up.
Because it's like the lowest hanging fruit, they need something to, you know, whatever.
The guy we just got news of his passing. Just piss right off.
I mean, it's the same guy who kicked off the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff. So it's like, but the divineness of it is he got a suspension from Twitter for doing that.
Hooray!
There is some justice in this world, everybody. But yeah, it's like the death of Akira Toriyama actually is the one thing that's uniting everybody right now, and
like
people had to like crap on it.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Mexican cartel goes after that guy.
I heard they actually like
Oh yeah,
declared a
maybe that's
ceasefire.
why his helmet's gone.
Yeah.
I think he's back now, but like I hear like the Mexican cartels like actually declared a ceasefire so they could all mourn Akira Toriyama. Like I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, like
What?
like I don't know if that's true or not. That may just be like internet folklore. But, like,
If it is,
Can you
very
imagine just like the cartel and the Yakuza just chilling?
it's like, oh, you like Dragon Ball too? Yes, sir. I'm like, please excuse my terrible accents. Well, I want to kill you because you have superior taste in anime. Please forgive all of Japan. Please forgive my terrible accent. Oh, that was so bad. I do apologize. But yeah, it's sad. So, did he like fall and hit his head, or was it like a hemorrhage or something? I'm not really sure. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if he fall slip his head, or was it just like a brain aneurysm or something?
It should be down here somewhere. An acute subdural hematoma.
Next, can you read Dave's comment, please, and please use an execute voice for this one. Nix, you there?
I'm sorry, I just went to go say hi to my niece. She just popped in to say she's here.
Alright, cool. Did you hear what I said? Read, please read Dave's comment and use an execute voice. It deserves it.
It's like the me. We're captured by the cartel and are about to be murdered. Just tell Goku I'm disappointed in them.
Alright, you did your job, Nix. Thank you.
He would be too.
Oh my god. Like, imagine if you actually did pull that trick and they actually release you, because, like, we don't want the Goku disappointed in us.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. Alright, can you look up when Charmeleon learns Flamethrower?
Sure thing.
I think it's either 41 or 42.
He learns flamethrower at 30.
I mean, no, Charmeleon, sorry.
Yeah, Charmeleon.
Are you looking at Pokemon Yellow?
Oh.
So while John A. Douglas appears, he says there'd be roll-ups if I dropped in. Yeah, there's roll-ups. They're about 30 years old. My grandpa just pulled them out. But if you want some, they're on the table over there. They might be a little stiff though.
42.
All right, appreciate you, Nix. Oh my god. But yeah, John, we're just having like a chill show. I mean, hey, if you want to jump in the call and like shout, just let me know. I mean, Dave, if you want to punch, I could ask Lug to do the honors. You know, he'll have to roll up his sleeves, but I'm sure he's capable.
Yep. I got both hooks right here.
Oh dear God. So right now, I'm just trying to at least get Charizard to level 42, and then we're going to go to the power plant and level up there, I believe. Let's see, or at least get immediate Thermy to level. All right, Nix, can you read John's last comment and then Dave's comment?
Yep. I'm at work, but I just want to say hi and also stand for big
Say it.
golf. I'll happen first.
Yeah.
And Dave nodded to that, but I respect your lifestyle.
Yes, respect all around for sure. So who here has seen Dune 2?
I didn't even see Dune 1.
You need to fix that, Nix. That's kind of important.
I'm not much for going to the movies currently.
Okay. Lug, what about you, buddy?
I saw Mad Max Fury Road. That's close enough.
I mean, considering that they're getting ready to do Furiosa, sure.
Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me of something really amusing that I realized. This one particular little girl, this actress, is going to be in 2 upcoming movies. Where she will play a disease-ridden character who is going to be shot to death. in one of these roles, in one of these two films, she's going to be in this Mad Max Furiosa spin-off, and the other is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Guess which one she gets gunned down in?
Sonic 3.
Yeah, that's what I find so crazy.
What? Oh my god, I was being facetious. Alright, next, John and
Yeah,
Dave
she's
got
playing
some-
Maria.
Okay.
Yeah, she's playing Maria in Sonic 3 and younger Furiosa in Furiosa.
Oh my god,
I just find it utterly hilarious when you put that these two films are what she's getting cast in. But it's the one with the cartoon hedgehog that her character gets gunned down in, of course.
Yeah.
And not the one that's full of guns.
Yeah.
Not the one that's more adult. I just find that just the timing between the two films is just kind of funny.
Yeah, Nix, can you read the John and Dave's last comment?
Yep. Boy, did they wait way too long to make that movie. Yes, they did. And Dave says, I am, however, into big...
I think Dave had a spelling mistake there.
That's
Something about tater tots?
Big, tittled, you know... He likes them tiggle bitties, let's just say that.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, that is for sure. But, to talk about what John was saying about Furiosa, I'm assuming you're talking about Fury Road, John. Yeah, they did wait a long time to do it, but like, apparently he was in production hell. Like, he was, like, I think George Méliès was planning to make it as early as, like, the late 90s. But, like, at a kind of certain point, Mel Gibson was too old for the role. And so that's why they brought in, Tom Hardy. I don't know. I think Tom Hardy was
similar
okay.
case.
The problem was...
Yeah, similar...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess like similar case with finally getting a sequel to Ghostbusters 2.
Well, yeah, Ghostbusters 2 was kind of similar because they were planning on making one as early as the late 90s. Like, there's a script that's been floating around for a long time for Ghostbusters Hellbent. I believe...
Yeah, that...
Sorry,
one draft of that apparently got adapted into the video game, but the actual film just never came to be, and then eventually we got Afterlife.
And they never... there's never been another film to come out in between that.
Wasn't there like a TV movie for the cartoon or something?
There was a badly made fan film. I think it came out around 2016. Look, can you read Daisy and Paler's comment?
Mel Gibson wasn't too old for a legacy sequel. Tom Hardy was upstage in his own film. That wouldn't have happened with Gibson.
Yeah, pretty much. I think Mel Gibson's controversies of like the 2000s really hampered that. Like Mel Gibson's career still hasn't really recovered. Like he's kind of come back. I know Robert Downey Jr. actually has been a big proponent of him.
Wait.
Because Mel Gibson was there for Robert Downey Jr. when he was at his lowest point. And I guess he's just trying to return the favor now, which, to be fair, stand up for RDJ.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Mel Gibson, he was like, wait a minute, isn't he? Oh yeah, he's making a sequel to The Passion of the Christ.
Oh, God.
Yeah, literally.
The only reason that film made, like, so much money is because churches would literally rent out entire theaters to go see it.
Yeah, an R-rated movie, imagine that.
An R-rated movie about Jesus Christ getting whipped for 3 hours. Yeah, that's totally gonna put butts in seats.
Oh yeah, but actually, as I recall, that film for years held up. I'm not sure how you even track such a thing, but apparently for years it held the world record for most children taken to an R-rated movie before it was eventually upstaged by Deadpool.
What? What?
What?
I don't know how you track this sort of thing.
What?
But apparently that happened.
What the hell?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. But Nick, can you read Dave's comment?
Yep. There was a Ghostbusters
Yeah.
ended SNL skit, but it aired around 2016, if I recall.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about that. Apparently, it was only aired once, and it was so bad, like people ran out of the theaters, and then they never showed it again. Does that sound about right, guys?
Yeah.
But yeah, Afterlife was really good. Like I can like, I actually feel like I kind of consider Frozen Empire like the real Ghostbusters 3, because Afterlife is basically Ghostbusters Triage, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it did great. It revived the Ghostbusters brand, which it sorely needed. I'm excited for Frozen Empire.
I am too.
What other movies are you guys excited for? Like Sonic 3, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Still waiting to see what comes of that Metal Gear Solid film.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm hoping David Hayter gets involved.
I think it was like what was it? Oscar Isaac is playing Snake. Was that the plan?
I could see that going well, honestly.
There was some really good concept art. Looked absolutely awesome. Like everything looks so spot on with the designs, and then there's even the new stuff looks totally fitting. And apparently, like Hideo Kojima is really happy with the production so far. Like he seems to really trust everyone involved.
I mean, does he have any
that
say in the movie?
sounded like a good sign.
Like, does he actually have any say in the movie?
I'm not sure how much. I just know he seems to be happy, so
yeah,
that's good.
I would think Konami would want him nowhere near that movie, but you know, I don't know.
Well, it is his baby. The whole series.
but it's Konami.
Oh yeah, and guys, I think maybe that epic sci-fi Tetris trilogy that was announced like 10, 15 years ago probably isn't coming out.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that get announced that don't come out. Next, can you read Dave's last two comments, please?
Yep. Well, now, one of my friends in high school was dragged to Passion of the Christ with his family, and someone from our school jumped on the hood of his car while crying and asking him to repent. Obviously, Kurt Russell should be a big boss.
I love like the duality of those messages, especially reading them one after another. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
So crazy, so crazy. What's one movie that you went to that like you just really regretted seeing?
I don't think I really ever regretted going to a movie.
Yeah, I don't. It's not really all that regular for me, especially on release day.
Oh, wait, no,
So
yeah.
I generally don't have to worry about that.
All right, next.
So you know how Illumination did a remake of The Grinch?
Yeah, with the Doctor Strange as the Grinch.
Yeah. It was bad. My aunt really liked it, but she likes those kinds of feel-good, happy movies. And she's like, oh, well, it was cute. No, I didn't like it.
What was the problem? I never actually saw it. Like, see, for me, I grew up with a Boris Karloff one.
Hi. So did
Hey, Black Raper Kai, booyah! But like the Jim Carrey one was still pretty good. I loved some of the stories that came out of that, though.
Yeah. It's not great, but like, you can see all the work put into it.
I mean, the production design is amazing.
It is.
And Jim Carrey's performance is great.
It is. It's iconic.
So, did you know that, like...
Oh yeah, it looks like, yeah, Jim Carrey, Mr. No Sequels, is going to be in Sonic 3 after all. His final performance.
I mean, to be fair, he kind of retired after Sonic 2. So he's coming out of retirement for this.
Legit.
Which, to be fair,
One last hurrah.
He really enjoyed, like, I think for him, it's like he really enjoyed playing Dr. Robotnik, and people seem to really, like, he really gets a lot of, like, people really like his performance in that movie. So, he's like, alright, they're offering me money, I like the people, the script's good, and I know, like, I already know that people are gonna like it, why not? You know?
I recall hearing he was absolutely adamant that if he comes back for the third film, he insists on like wearing a fat suit or something and just being the most game accurate version of Eggman possible.
You know what?
Yes.
I could see him pulling that off. And also it's Jim Carrey, and like his performance is kind of key to it. So like, all right, one more level.
Like, it almost seems like he'll. Yeah, it almost seems like he'll be like, what Willem Dafoe did for Green Goblin for A New Generation.
Oh my god! Like they pretty much proved without a doubt, like putting a mask on him in that movie was like the worst freaking decision ever. Oh my god!
I kind of love it. He's like a tokusatsu character or something.
His facial expression.
It's crazy to think like. Nowadays, it seems to blow up even more with like actors insisting on showing their faces as much as possible when playing like masked or helmeted characters. And then meanwhile, Willem Dafoe, initially they were just going to have him for any instance where Norman Osborn's face is visible, and there'd just be a body double in the suit. But no, he absolutely insisted on filming every single scene possible with him actually in the suit, and he would only concede on the stunts. He insisted on absolutely doing like all the body language, acting, and everything.
I mean, that's why
he's in the suit all the time except for stunts. I just love that.
I mean, that's why in a lot of the dialogue scenes, if you notice, like the eye things kind of come up, and so you can at least see his eyes and mouth, kind of thing. So at least he can do a little bit of acting.
I mean, he does plenty of acting with like body movements, posture, and all that.
Yeah,
it's like Sentai or something. I love it.
All right, look.
Like he doesn't even care about if his face was visible or not. He just wanted to do it.
Konnichiwa, Black Reaper Kai. And then Dave Dupaley says, I wonder if he would come out of retirement again to play Plastic Man. Oh dear God! Like imagine if they made a Plastic Man movie in the '90s with Jim Carrey. Oh my God!
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, or like imagine if they made a Deadpool movie in '99 and it starred Jim Carrey. Oh my God! Like.
You know what's sad about the whole Death Note thing?
What?
Like, live-action remake from Netflix.
Oh,
yeah.
Willem Dafoe, only good thing. And you know what? That's a credit to his acting.
I mean,
but
like,
he was
if you look at like the reviews for the movie.
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe
like,
as.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone said,
Yeah,
like,
Willem Dafoe as Ryuk is absolutely, like, by a landslide, the best part of that film. He did a phenomenal job.
He captured it perfectly.
Alright, okay, I want to do this. Alright, let's cast William Dafoe as, like, another, like, media character. Who do you think he should play?
Just let him do Ryuk again, please. Like, that one moment... One of his original lines just always really stuck with me. Something that wasn't in the source material, where he says something to the effect of, "Don't bother trying to write my name. The last guy the furthest anyone ever got to writing my name was 2 letters." I forget the exact phrasing, but it was just like so cool. Like, yes, there we go. A really good original line, original scene. Like, right. That's where it's shown.
There were a lot of...
Nix, we got some comments to catch up on. Can you read Dave's Pierre's comment from after his Plastic Man one, and then down? Sorry, the chat's popping. I want people to get their representation.
There's test footage of an unused Green Goblin costume for the first Spider-Man film that looked great. I don't doubt that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh
and
yeah, with like
it
an
did look
animatronic
good.
face, I think.
Yeah, I've actually seen it. It did look good.
And obviously Kurt Russell should be Big Boss.
Oh,
Or no, I should say like obviously Kurt
no,
Russell should be
no,
Big Boss.
no. What they should do is they should adapt the story of Metal Gear Solid 5 and have Kurt Russell play Revolver Ocelot.
Yes.
Why would you start with the last one?
Which is technically one of the early ones, so...
And yeah, Metal Gear and Star Wars seem to be connected by having like a whole prequel series about the hero to villain father of the first protagonist.
Yeah. So let's see here, and then, obviously the Dark Knight Returns Joker. That's crazy.
I think Willem Dafoe should just play every character now from now on. Him and Nicolas Cage.
Oh my god, Nicolas
Yeah, oh
Cage.
man. Could you imagine getting something with like, yeah, put Willem Dafoe, Nicolas Cage, and and Jim Carrey in a film together, or maybe Johnny Depp or something. Like, could
Oh
you
my
imagine
God.
a combination? Could you imagine a combination of those three of them as it starring in like a Three Stooges reboot or something?
And then put Tommy Lee Jones in the middle, just so he could be the straight man of all this. I swear, Tommy Lee Jones's career has just been made to just be standing beside funnier men and look at him and be like, "Are you crazy?" That is like Tommy Lee Jones' entire career. God bless that man.
I remember from the Batman movie where Carrie came out and said that Jones' comment to him was, "I can't sanction your buffoonery."
Well, what's hilarious is Tommy Lee Jones tried to
Buffoon.
No, I'm trying to think. How Jim Carrey. It's like, and you're going up against Jim Carrey in his prime. Like, this is like his primest of prime eras, and you're trying to outdo him.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like, see, my thing about Batman Forever is like, if you look at like Two-Face in that opening scene where it's like, luck, blind, see, but like, that is a cool performance. You know, like the cool to hot kind of thing. Like, I would like to see that Two-Face in that movie, but we didn't get that. We basically just got a lesser Jim Carrey when Jim Carrey was in the movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. Do you guys see Jim Carrey in Kick-Ass 2?
Wait, he was?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Colonel Stars and Stripes, and there was like that whole, like, I think there was like a school shooting, and then he kind of like, oh, I disavow this movie that I'm technically supposed to be promoting right now, because violence. You know, never even the paycheck though.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah. What's funny is I'm actually gonna be reviewing Kick-Ass 2 with Jared tomorrow, movie night, so I'm definitely bringing up that story.
Woo.
Yeah. You know, Jared's such a piece of crap, I gotta say. He just has to be like the nicest guy of all the time. I hate him just so much. He's so supportive. He's so understanding. I just hate him so much. By the way, that was like supposed to be a had you in the first half, got kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's do this. Oh, Lear. Oh. Okay. Alright, we're getting Charizard, people. We're getting Charizard.
Woo!
Rolling Thunder? I've never actually seen that one. That's actually kind of a cool sprite. I like it. Alright. So... Charizard can now learn Fly, which basically opens up a lot of stuff. Alright. So, have you guys seen Rolling Thunder? I've never actually heard of it. Dave, tell me about the movie. It's a first edition. Sell it for $500,000. I wish. Oh my god. I remember Pokemon when it first hit. Like, that thing was a terror of the playground.
I bet.
What? Oh, you bet. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna look up Pokemon Yellow HMs real quick.
I remember when people were like, "Oh, I'm so tough, I didn't even cry at Pokemon the first movie." I'm like, I literally didn't, though.
I might have. I can't remember. I don't think I saw it in theaters. I think I saw it, like, later on, like, VHS.
That's where I thought. Not an official VHS. See, my grandmother husband had a thing for, really liked to, you know, tape over blank VHSs. So, the VHS didn't work very well, and
Bootlegs.
yeah, well, homemade bootleg.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
But yeah, I watched the movie, and the tape would sometimes, like, you know, the white fuzzy, like, distortion. Sometimes stuff would get wasn't well kept.
Yeah.
I watched that thing so many times that I can remember seeing the distortion so often throughout the English dub for that movie is wild, though, especially like the Jesse and James showing up as Vikings, and Ash's like, "Don't they live in Minnesota?" I'm like, back then I was like, Minnesota exists in Pokemon?
Yeah, it's like it's like in The Mandalorian when Bill Maher shows up. It's like, wait, so you're telling me there's Space Boston? Oh. Read Dave's comment, please.
A really cool kind of grindhouse crime action movie. One of the first movies that Tommy Lee Jones made his name on.
Interesting. I might have to check that out. Alright, I'm just looking up. Alright, TM14. Okay. So I'm gonna check to see if I have TM14. Oh, yep, right here. Alright, yeah, it's just because Starmie has, like, the highest attack, it just makes sense to teach it, Blizzard, and then, let's see here, Seismic Toss is TM19, okay. We're gonna teach Seismic Toss to Charizard, can we, though? Alright, so we have Fly. So now we have the entire map open to us. So we're going to go to the power plant, kind of mess around there a little bit. Yeah, basically we got Charizard to, Alright. We got Charizard to its thing, so Alright. Oh, wait. Alright. Alright, can you read Dave's comment he just posted in, please?
I remember buying one pack of
Oh, really?
Pokemon Fusion the first weekend it released. In the U.S. at a store, then later it became GameStop. With leftover lunch money, never saw another regular price again.
Oh.
Yeah, those Pokemon cards are wild.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you weren't there when it was doing its thing originally, you do not understand like just how crazy things got.
You really don't. Oof.
Yeah, like I remember middle school, like this would be like 99. Fall of 99. Like Pokemon cards were allowed for like 2 or 3 days. And then they got banned. I remember like I used to like lie and say, "Oh, I'm a holographic Venusaur." And like one kid literally showed up to my house asking to trade. And then like my dad put a stop to it, like don't stop it. Oh, that was crazy. The other thing that I remember is, so there was like the Pokemon, like, so Pokemon Gold and Silver actually came out about 2 years before they in Japan. They came out in Japan 2 years before they came out in America. So they're like, so just kind of give you some perspective, Nix. When Pokemon the first movie was airing in America, Japan was already playing Gold and Silver. Yeah, that's your context right there. The importing of cards was like actually pretty common. Like I remember, like the Gen 2 cards were like filtering around my playground as early as 2000, and like we were speculating. Like I remember one time, a buddy of mine showed me a picture of a Pokemon card, and it's what I now know is for Alligator, but he said, "This is the evolution of Blastoise." He said it with all the sincerity an 11-year-old could muster. But yeah, just crazy. Like, the amount of, like, lack of information. It's like, nowadays, a game gets released 24 hours later, it's like, like, they disassemble the code, you can see everything. Like, secrets are really crazy. Like Lit City, Pika Blue, you know. There's so many, like, the urban legends were insane.
And they are.
Yeah. Like, you heard the Mew truck one, right?
Oh yeah, I think it's like one of the most popular ones outside of the Lara Croft.
Oh, the
One.
Lara Croft one was so funny, because, like, in the next game, for Tomb Raider 2, they actually inputted a code, and if you actually did it, Laura exploded. And they seeded it to magazines as a Laura nude code. So like horny 12-year-olds would input it thinking we're gonna get to see pixelated kitties, and she just explode.
Haha.
Oh. And can you read Dave's comment, please?
Yep. Not too long after, I remember the comic book and card store had a glass case full of first edition Charizard for about $100 each. $100 for a card, geez.
I mean, yeah,
I-
that sounds about right for the time, honestly. Sorry, go ahead.
Dave, you should have.
Yeah.
You should.
I mean,
You
there's a
should've
lot
won.
of that. Like, I swear, growing up, when like during the comic book boom, like every grandparent was saying, I had a copy of Action Comics #1 that my dad threw it in the trash. If I had it, I'd be a millionaire. Like, every grandpa was saying that. Like, probably some grandmas, too. You know, but that's the reason it's so rare. Is because everyone did that.
Legit. You want to know the saddest thing?
What?
So, speaking of cards, my brother was like
Hey,
a
Nix, it's
fairly
your favorite Pokemon.
Huh?
It's your favorite Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Haha.
I love how you're
But-
just not even, like, just no.
My brother had a whole bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that he collected. Like, he was an avid collector at the time. He had all pieces of Exodia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was back when it actually meant something.
I remember that era.
And it doesn't anymore because you gotta make it, you gotta make the new cards and oh you can't use this, oh you can't do that. Nah. Screw that noise. Back there was a time when this was all lawless, but
Yeah.
I digress. But he had all the pieces and he told me that when we got older and he ever kind of stopped being into Yu-Gi-Oh, he'd give them to me. And I was like, oh, awesome. That's great. Well, so my grandfather's second wife got really upset with him one day when she found out that he had taken and torn up another kid's Yu-Gi-Oh card that he had rightfully won in a battle himself.
Okay.
And she took all of his cards at the time, including the pieces of Exodia, and threw them in the fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
I cringe.
Yeah.
I'm cringing so bad right now.
Yeah. Those cards he could have sold that in there. But no.
Alright, I got another comment by our boy Dave, so...
And they probably did. Comics were popular. The reason Golden Age comics are so rare is they were pulped up in paper drives for the war effort.
Yeah, that too. I was actually going to mention that, but Dave beat me to it, so all good.
Kids would pull wagons around and comics were recycled. Boo!
To be fair,
Kids
there was a
pulling
lot.
wagons anymore?
To be fair, there was a lot of recycling going on during the war effort because like materials and whatnot. So
Oh yeah.
comics being used like for the paper like that just it makes sense. Plus, I know that happened already. So.
Still though, boo!
I mean, you didn't live in World War II, so like, you know. Alright, so this is the, oh, it's a reflect here, okay. So yeah, Lug, have you ever had that happen to you, where like, you were someone you know had something valuable and your parents just kind of destroyed it?
Yeah, a few times.
Can you tell a story about it?
Well, let's see. I guess there was, one of the games I reviewed on my channel, Lego Island Extreme Stunts. It was one of those games from... I think this was a normal thing for EA games on PC at the time, where you have to punch in like a 16-digit code or something when you install the game,
Sounds
and it's
alright.
on the box, which my mom threw away. So at some point, I was fiddling around with the graphical settings, like trying to change the resolution or something, and the whole screen just went kaput. And I guess I figured, oh, let's try. Well, now I can't even select anything. I can't see anything on the screen. So I tried to uninstall and reinstall, only to realize, oh crud, I don't have the box anymore.
And you know what the worst
I
part
can't
is?
play it again.
You know what the worst part is? That was probably actually a good idea, but because you didn't have the box, you just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
god, that was
we-
so
we
lucky.
were-
I got
we-
so
we
lucky
just-
there. Because I did it.
Yeah, you remember all those like those CD books?
Yeah.
We just use that all the time.
Yeah, that's
for
what I did
everything.
too. Yeah, I did too. Especially when like remember in the 2000s when like the portable DVD players were coming out and like they're the biggest thing ever for like 5 years.
Yeah, I had one.
I had one
Yeah, my
too.
sister got that.
Those things are actually pretty neat. Like I discovered, I was in Walmart recently. Walmart still sells portable DVD players. That is wild. But yeah, Nix, do you remember portable DVD players?
Yes.
What are some of your
Oh,
memories
God.
with those?
We didn't really use them a whole lot. I never really saw the point, even as a kid.
Well, they're good if you're like in the car a lot.
True. And for long, long distances.
Yeah, or like you're out of the house a lot, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, I actually had my own for a while. Those things are actually pretty cool. I gotta be honest. But yeah, it's just wild. They still sell them, and it's like I can't believe they never made a portable Blu-ray player. Like I'm sure at some point they did, but I'm surprised they never took off. Do you think it's probably just like the cost?
Hopefully.
Because not only do you need to have like a more expensive part for the Blu-ray, but you need to actually have a better screen. And also, I think like portable DVDs probably play better in like the smaller screen anyway. Like it looks like the difference between like a 1080p screen at 7 inches versus like 480p at 7 inch at like 4 inches is probably not that much of a difference. Also, Dave got us another comment, so.
Ooh, this one's a doozy. My cousin's husband claimed he had some first edition Charizard, but his brother may have put them in a storage unit somewhere a long time ago and may have forgot to pay for the unit, losing them. If that's the case, wow.
Yeah. And then to answer Black River Kai's comment, he asked what we're doing. We're just kind of hanging out. I need to level up my Pokemon, so I figured we just kind of hang out, talk, whatever. So Black River Kai, if there's anything you want me to talk about, any questions you got for me, this goes for everyone in the chat too. If you got any questions you want to ask me, you want my opinions on anything, pretty much anything's open. Like I said, I just need to level up my Pokemon, so we're just doing like a chill stream right now. So yeah, that's what's going on, Black Reaper.
Since we were talking about comics earlier, I actually have kind of a funny thing that I learned a little while ago. Apparently, the guy who got the comics code put into place, the dude Frederick Wortham, who wrote Seduction of the Innocent about basically Batman and Robin's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, after he went after comics, he ended up going after baseball for some reason.
Wow.
Baseball!
Yeah, literally America's pastime.
Legit.
That is
Could
weird.
you,
What was his arguments?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it yet, but like, I was just so baffled.
Yeah, I am too.
Is baseball now to blame, since you can't blame comics for making kids gay?
And then Black River Kai is he's saying he's watching Dragon Ball Sub. Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are, honestly. So, yeah, we're talking about Akira Toriyama earlier, but like, Nix, what does Akira Toriyama mean to you?
Well, as I said on the Frenzy stream, yeah, wink, 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 plug, plug, plug.
Thank you, appreciate that. She's the
I
best.
think Akira, mostly for me, it's memories with my older and younger brothers. Both, all three of us together, you know, just having a great time watching the show, playing video games, hanging out. You know, it's just my younger brother, like I said on the show, is a huge fan of Dragon Ball in its many forms, to the point where for Christmas one year, I went ahead and bought him $100 Dragon Ball replicas.
You are a good sister. Just saying.
I better be considered the best fucking sister. Honestly,
Well,
fudging.
you're one of the best co-hosts I have right now. I'm saying that because Lug's literally, proverbially sitting right next to you, so I gotta be nice.
Yeah, I'm the one in last place.
No, that'd be Jared, but so you're in second to last place.
But like, I found out through Twitter actually, and this is the quote from Goku's voice actress in the original Japanese version. I forget her name off the top of my head, but she said was recalling something that Toriyama had said to her a while ago about asking her to take care of Goku.
Oh.
And her response was so for she said basically until the day I no longer have the strength to.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. And then can you read Dave's comment and then the rest of them, please?
Yes.
Where he talks about I don't have a lot of valuable.
Yep, I don't have a lot of valuable floppy comics, but I do have two many comic copies of Harley Quinn's first comic appearance in Batman Adventures because my dad would buy 2 copies.
That's got to be pretty valuable now.
One sealed.
Yeah, and then Black Rubikai was talking about how Dragon Ball means the world to him. Like, honestly, he's not alone.
You're not.
I don't know. It's just I hate that he died, but on the other hand, I really appreciate how everyone is coming together to mourn his death. Like, this is crossing all the lines, and I just really appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever you want to say about the guy, you can't deny that he really found something special.
Yeah.
When he created Dragon Ball.
Lug, weren't you the one who was telling the story about like how Akira Toriyama that like Dragon Ball wasn't his like main focus or something?
I'm not so sure that was me.
Okay.
But that sounds that maybe something like that something like that does sound familiar. It I guess it did adapt a lot to just trying to please people, even though he was just kind of winging a lot of it and just making a lot of leaps from really weird editor requests.
Really?
Yeah, like the Cell Saga is probably like the example that gets brought up the most.
Really? How come?
Because it's yeah, because apparently like it did not go at all how he was initially considering to go, and he just kept making huge changes due to editorial concerns as it was going.
Huh.
Like, I don't think I don't think it even was Cell even supposed to be there at first.
I don't know. Like, basically
I don't remember the exact full story, but yeah, I do hear that one brought up a lot as being the most affected by editorial suggestions.
Here's something.
I guess it worked out because that's the one that people keep pointing out as their favorite.
Yeah.
So here's something actually kind of funny that I remember. Back in the day, I had an old. I don't remember if it was Shonen Jump or if it was some kind of Naruto-specific magazine. But I remember there was an interview with Akira Toriyama back before I really even knew who he was. And he talked about how in school, when everyone else would go outside to play hide and seek and whatnot, he'd sit in his hiding spot for hide and seek and just draw little cartoons in the dirt with a stick or his finger or whatever.
That sounds adorable.
And I forgot all about it until I heard about the news of his passing. And now I
And with
just can't.
him and Miura,
Yeah.
him and Miura, can someone please check on Mr. Oda? Make sure he's okay.
So yeah,
Check
that's what
out
I heard. There was like another like big name voice actor who passed away the same day as Akira. Who was that?
Yeah, I can't help but wonder if this might end up kicking off like some kind of
Well, you know what they say. It's always
protest
a
for
freeze.
better conditions or something, better working conditions, because this should not have happened.
I mean, to be fair, this stuff has been going on, you know, forever, and Japan is kind of its own beast. Us Westerners, there's really jack crap we can do. I mean, if there's something we can do and you do it, cool. But I just don't see anything.
Yeah,
Also,
I guess
can you
like
read
that
Dave's
kind of
comment?
thing is probably less common in Japan than it is in America.
Yeah, because like
There
for
is
Japanese
there is
people-
much more of a "don't rock the boat" kind of attitude over there.
What is it? Oh, there's a phrase in Japan. It's like the hammer that sticks out is the one that gets the nail.
Yeah.
Or the nail that sticks out is the one that gets the hammer.
I guess, yeah. Could you read Dave's comment?
Whatever the reason, it worked out great. The only arc I didn't like in DBZ was the time jump ending because it was created to set up Dragon Ball GT. It whatever is being retconned in Dragon Ball Super anyway.
Yeah.
How about the whole Garlic Jr. thing? That was so out of nowhere.
You know what my favorite, like, Dragon Ball Z, like, tidbit was? So, after Dragon Ball GT kind of went kaput, you know how Dragon Ball was, like, kind of, like, languishing there for the late 2000s? And then Dragon Ball Evolution came out. It was so bad, it got Akira Toriyama to start doing Dragon Ball again, and that's how we got Battle of the Gods.
Yeah.
So, there was some good that came out of Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, I wonder if there are any more instances of that. Like, I don't know, is the creator of Cowboy Bebop gonna do something? Because apparently he absolutely hated the Netflix show.
Well,
from what I hear.
apparently, the reason we got the Millennium series for Godzilla was because of the '98 movie.
Oh yeah.
Spite's a very powerful motivator.
Yeah. Like, if you actually watch it, there's in some of those movies, they reference, like, oh, didn't America have a Godzilla attack? No, they think they did, but they didn't. And then in Godzilla Final Wars, they literally had the American Godzilla, called Zilla, fight Godzilla. The fight lasted 26 seconds, and it was a total stomp. Set to Sum 41. Have you guys seen that fight?
I don't think I did.
Alright, I'm showing it to you.
I
after
gotta
the
see
stream.
more kaiju.
Godzilla Final Wars is actually really good. Also, can you read Black Reaper's comment, please?
I would like another Cowboy Bebop film that's set sometime during the original series. Like, I guess that is something I was thinking about. Like, do we really want to like open the book on the old cast after things seem to just kind of close pretty nicely? Because like I'd love to, if he pulled what I guess the author who does Groove Adventure Rave, Fairy Tale, and what's the new one? Eden Zero, I think. Like, just make something in the same universe. I think that would probably be better than just digging up an old grave.
Yeah, I agree. Also, like, Hollywood is really obsessed with money anime at the moment, and they're just not doing a very good job of it.
That is.
It's like, how many bad adaptations that like make zero money that you spend $300 million on do we have to get before Hollywood realizes, you know, maybe this is a bad idea?
Well, apparently all of them.
Yeah. What sucks is it's very clear that One Piece was an outlier. Like, it wasn't a sign that things were changing. It was just like, oh, it's the one exception.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's this about, like, DBS retconning Z?
Wait, didn't it say retconning GT?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, my screen is covered by a heart, so that might be it.
So is
Okay, yeah,
mine.
one comment it says it says Dragon Ball Super, and the other says it's Dragon Ball Z.
Huh.
Or wait, okay, am I reading this wrong? Yeah, it looks like one comment is saying that Super retcons something about GT, and then another says retconning something about Dragon Ball Z.
Alright. But yeah, like, my history...
I'm not sure what's going on.
It's fine. My history with Dragon Ball is, I was never the biggest fan of it myself, but, like, a lot of my friends were. And I told this on the Friday Night Frenzy, I'm taking leaf out of Nick's book, you know, plug. And we'd go, man, you know, we'd all do the thing, you know. But yeah. I love it. I love it when they make an item of the canon that's so bad they just decide, like, yeah, this didn't happen. You know, like Community, where they call season 4 the gas leak year as a way to excuse all that stuff.
That's clever.
Yeah, because apparently, I guess they fired Dan Harmon. Yeah, the guy Rick and Morty did Community. Like, they fired him for season 4, and they brought him back for season 5. And in season 5, they just called season 4 like the gas leak year or something. I don't know. Like, there's like a gas leak. It was causing everyone to go crazy or whatever. And that's why things were whatever. I've never watched Community, but it looks like a good show. There's like a lot of TV shows that I need to watch. Cause like somewhere around like 2000, like somewhere around like 2000s, I kind of stopped watching TV because for whatever reason. But I missed out on a lot of good shows in the 2010s. Like Parks and Rec is one of those shows that I just need to like sit down and watch because it just looks really good. Did you guys watch Parks and Rec? I really much Matt.
I
I
haven't.
apologize.
Yeah, that's another one of those like. Is that another live action British sitcom? There seemed to be a lot that took off.
It was definitely made in the style of The Office. I don't think it was adapted from anything. I watched a lot of the clips of it. Star-Lord's in it. Yeah, that's my takeaway. Star-Lord's in it. But yeah, it just looks interesting. I don't know. One of these days, I'll take a run at it. I guess what pisses me off is like there's so many shows that that like you can't even just watch on streaming anymore. Like Battlestar Galactica, I love that show. I watched it on DVDs in like late 2000s, early 2010s. I actually still have some of the box sets here, and you can't actually stream it in the US. I think you can buy it digitally, but you can't actually stream it.
Ew.
Yeah, or how like PlayStation is apparently taking down over 1,000 games in rapid succession
Which one?
off their digital storefront.
Wait, is that related to the WB Adult Swim Games thing, or is that separate?
Oh, I think that's a separate thing. Yeah, like specifically like I remember reading something about like over 1,000 games on PlayStation Network are getting taken down.
Really? Like which ones? Any specific ones? Like I'm trying to think of like a pattern.
I don't remember. I just remember seeing that come up.
Yeah, apparently, like, the Adult Swim games are getting delisted. And, it's kind of causing a stir. Like, the thing that I always find kind of irritating is no one cares about these games until they actually start getting, like, oh, they're gonna get delisted. All of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, I'm the biggest fan of this game, even though this is literally the first time I'm talking about it, you know?
Well, it looks like what, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time is in that list, I think. That ended up being good.
I don't know. I've never played it.
Apparently, that's the one that has the actual proper true ending for the series.
Are you freaking kidding me? That is some Mazura's Wrath. Like, oh, the true ending is DLC.
Yeah, not just DLC, but like the true ending is in a different medium entirely.
That is insane. Also, read Dave's comment, please.
Yeah, because like people were not happy with the season 5 ending, and then which was apparently rushed to production, so then it got a do-over in the video game.
Jeez. Can you read Dave's comment, please?
Streaming is just paying for a premium on-demand TV channel, with rotating programming and digital copies are just long-term rentals. Physical is still king.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
The problem is, especially with video games, like modern video games, if you buy a physical copy, it's basically an installer. So, like, even buying physical for modern games, oh my god, I'm getting RNG screwed here. Dear God. I just got like 3 hurt yourself in confusions in a row. That is freaking BS. Bussy Boma has entered the chat. What are you talking about? Bussy Boma has been here the entire time, haven't you, Nix?
Yep.
By the way, when are you doing a Boma cosplay?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I think you'd rock it.
I'm admittedly more of a Chi-Chi fan, but like I'd probably
You know what? You know what? So you know what someone should do if they want to see you dressed as Boma? Can you tell them what they should do?
go to my Kofi.
Go ahead, Nix. Promo plug.
Woo! I have to bring it up.
All right. You have. By the way, Nix, you have mod privileges. So if you want to like post your Kofi in the chat, feel free. Yes, I gave Nix a wrench. I regret it every time.
I barely use it, but
Yep, there we go. She has used her mob privileges to promo her own stuff.
for the my power for evil one more time.
Please don't use your power for evil. I can give it, I can take it away. Just remember that, Nix. Yeah, Cyborg was Cyborg 18. Was that an Ishimori manga?
It's Android. She's a character. She married Krillin, and it is freaking adorable. They have a great relationship. Their daughter's so cute.
Yeah, isn't like Krillin and Android 18 like the poster child for like tall girl, short guy relationship or something?
Yes.
I am really like. I just want to say, like, I'm really glad that like tall girl, short guy relationships are getting destigmatized. Like I am really happy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
or like the whole muscle mommy thing. Like, there's been a lot of breaking down barriers that I appreciate. Like, also like 5 years ago when like the thick girls thing, where it's like, yeah, thick girls are hot, you know, kind of thing. Like, I don't know, I like it. I like, you know, more to love. Nix, I require a bonk.
I don't have that power anymore.
One of these days, I just need to like pay for like a year of Nitro for you, so you can run the soundboard.
I'd love to have soundboard privileges again.
I'd love to give it to you, but like I'd have to actually pay for it for you, because I'm not gonna ask you to pay for it, you know.
Rip.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm not a toxic manager.
All of the fun stuff costs money. It's not fun.
Yeah. I think I'm mostly just gonna try to get everyone else to 40. And then we're gonna call it a night, because, like, yeah, I should get things higher, but, I just, honestly, get at least get him 40. Most of Goku's friends trying to kill him. Yeah, like, Dragon Ball really did love, like, the enemies to friends trope, I gotta say.
To be fair, it's a pretty great trope. But yeah, it's definitely used it a lot.
Yeah. I guess you could say Goku doesn't have friends. He has family.
Yep.
Also, like, can we just say, like, the Vegeta x Bulma is, like, the craziest, like, pairing.
It really is. But it works.
Yeah.
Because from his relationship with Bulma, how much Vegeta changes throughout the series. And it's sweet.
Apparently Vegeta respects bossy ladies, which, who would have thought?
Well, it's stated at one point in the show, I can't remember exactly where or when, but apparently Saiyans have a predisposition towards more authoritative women.
I mean, that would make so much sense with Chi-Chi. Like, Chi-Chi just literally said, Goku, we're married! He's like, oh, okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
they almost seem like Spartans in a sense.
Yeah. What do you think about what Waku Kai just said? Like, he said both are narcissists.
No.
Oh, you're passionate about that, Lug. Oh, you shouted out that right away.
I wouldn't really call them narcissists now. Bulma, she can be a little full of herself. Like, she's a good-looking woman, and she knows it.
Which is
And
fair.
she has used the Dragon Balls for some less than stellar reasons.
I mean, Pigsy has it the best, you know, wishing for panties, like, come on.
Yeah, Long had that.
We don't
but,
talk about that. We don't talk about that.
But, so one thing that, there's this panel from one of the mangas where Piccolo's like, oh, Vegeta's usually really good about, picking out enemy strength or whatever. And people are like, oh, but he goes after all these big hot shots, and, you know, he gets his ass kicked, and, oh, Piccolo's lying, blah, blah. And I was like, no. Vegeta's really good at discerning the strengths of an enemy. Like, if they're really powerful, he's gonna say, yeah, this guy's super powerful. But then, Vegeta's problem isn't underestimating his opponent, it's overestimating himself, so you usually tack on, and I can take them.
Yes, Vegeta is usually victim to the Worf effect. Like, are you familiar with that trope?
It's funny, but...
No, are you familiar with the Worf effect? Are you familiar with that trope?
Yeah.
It's where they have,
Yeah.
like, it's where, in order to establish a threat, they have the enemy take out, like, the biggest, baddest guy, and then, you know, like Worf from Star Trek, but that often leads to, like, wait, Worf gets his ass kicked every week, how is he powerful? You know.
Yeah. Honestly, I really like Vegeta as a character, to some respect, you know, because I find his growth in the series very interesting.
I'm sorry, but, like, whenever I just, like, his like, Team Force are like, I want to be a Super Saiyan!
That is pretty funny, but, like, he goes from caring about absolutely nobody to loving the family that he's created for himself with Bulma. And he's not great at showing it. He's a Saiyan, after all. They're not, like, he grew up on Planet Vegeta, surrounded by other Saiyans, so he got a lot of that kind of mentality to unlearn, and, you know, but it's great.
Wait, wait, Nix. So, right here. That's Zapdos. Should we go try and face Zapdos? Should
Yeah.
we try and catch Zapdos?
Catch it. Catch it, catch it, catch it.
I'm not gonna. All I have is Great Balls and some Pokeballs, but you know, we can try. I don't know if we will, but I figured let's try. So Black Reaper Kai is saying that he creates most of the problems in Z. Do you agree with that?
Slightly, but I mean, I think it makes sense for his character. To be fair, like I've already said, Vegeta's problem isn't underestimating his opponent; it's overestimating himself.
All right, we're gonna do it, guys.
That's a character flaw, and it's one that I like.
Yeah, Dave. My Pikachu knows Thunder Wave, so. We're just doing this for fun, guys, by the way. I'm not actually going to use him. Okay. Alright, we got the paralysis in. Let's see how much this takes. Oh, wow. Alright, can you read Dave's last comment, please?
Vegeta's the best character, the real lead character in a lot of ways. He's a great not side character, supporter. He's a supporting player, a great one. I'd say that in the later parts of Z and in the whole of Super, he's like the deuteragonist. If that makes any sense.
Oh, I missed.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I missed it. Come on.
You get to see a lot of his.
That is bull crap.
And that's super great. Goku is great because as a lead character, not because he
What the heck? What the heck? I'm missing it. What the hell?
He's a static character in the best way possible because he doesn't really change a whole lot throughout the story. He gets stronger and he learns his lesson in the original Dragon Ball, but for Z and Super, it's more about how Goku changes the world and the people around him, I think.
So we just took down Zapdos. My Pokeballs kept missing. I don't know why. Maybe because I had to use Ultra Balls. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just frustrated. I
think a lot of people give Goku too hard of a time because he stays so stagnant throughout a lot of the series. But I kind of like it. I like seeing that Goku, even throughout all of the stuff that he's had to go through, he's kind of just remained the same happy-go-lucky kid that he's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't seem to get flat arc characters that like more or less inspire everyone around them. Like Sonic, Dante, Spider-Man. You could probably even throw in someone like Toph, maybe. I mean, maybe she doesn't really inspire a whole lot of people specifically, but
Toph does,
similar idea.
Toph does have a bit of an arc in Avatar. It's just kind of a small one. It's learning to trust others. Like Toph, it was always self-reliant, and she had to learn to put faith and trust in others. Like the Toph that we met in season 2 would not have put her hand onto Sokka to lead her through.
No, absolutely not. Actually, I'd say Aang's kind of a static character.
No. He has a huge arc. His is learning responsibility.
Yeah, I guess.
Because at the end, he avoids all his problems. He runs from it. But he learns to confront it. But he still learns how. But he's still himself. Because like the conflict at the end of the series is, oh, I have to kill the Fire Lord. I don't want to kill the Fire Lord. I can't because that's not my way. And to be fair, the ending is like, oh, we'll give you the power to not kill. You know, like the whole energy bending is a bit of a like last minute asshole. To be honest,
I don't know.
energy bending literally comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, but
There's no setup for it.
I kind of. There's an episode of the Nostalgia Critic that I usually point people to where he has Dante Bosco on.
Oh, the one where Dante is dressed as Zuko and he's doing like pelvic thrusts and fireballs come out of his crotch.
Yeah.
Screaming honor. And where his scar makeup is somehow better than the Netflix series for some weird reason.
Really?
Yeah, like go back and look at his scar makeup. It looks better than the Netflix. Like, how?
It looks realistic. Really realistic. But
I love that episode.
they talk about the ending of the show, and it puts it in a way. I can't exactly remember because it's been a long time since I've seen the.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it now. Thanks.
But they talk about talking about how the whole point of the show wasn't just teaching moral lessons to kids or that kind of thing. It was also to kind of show people Eastern philosophies and spirit. And they kind of worked that the discussion into the thing about the lion turtle with the energy bending, and how it's not really about. It was Aang's decision and what happened at the ending wasn't really a whole, oh, he should kill, that wasn't the whole point of it. The whole point was that the universe was out of balance spiritually, and this was the only way for Aang to put it back into balance, kind of thing.
Okay. Because killing the Fire Lord would just be more violent, like violence begetting more violence kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, that, and also I see a lot of people bringing up how there's this extra weight on him being the last Airbender itself and himself, and just doing something that's so completely antithetical to Airbender culture would just really put the final nail in the coffin for him.
Yeah, and like the thing that really struck out with me is the Yang Chen scene. Where like he was like, or like, oh, I'll ask an airbender, and but she was like, no. But also, if you notice, every one of those scenes, they're not telling him to kill the Fire Lord. They're just giving him advice. Like Kyoshi even, is like, whatever you do, you must be decisive. She's not telling him to kill him. She's telling him to like, whatever you do it.
Whatever you choose, just go ahead and do it. Don't hesitate. Basically.
The problem I have with the Atla fandom is they basically have two Kyoshis. There is a Kyoshi that is built up in the fans' heads, and then there's the actual Kyoshi. Like if you go back and read the Kyoshi novels, she is not like this murder-happy psycho that like the fandom likes to portray her as. Like she'll do what needs to be done. She is thorough and whatnot. She'll kill if it calls for it. Netflix, the last gender bender. His rivals are the race swap nation. Oh, Dave, I love you. Dave, I really need to have you on like this stream sometime, or just like have you on one of my things because you are fire.
One thing I notice about a lot of fandoms, though, too, is that they I don't want to say they're illiterate, but they're probably illiterate.
Well, I think the thing is fandoms tend to like have like narratives of like, oh, it's this or that kind of thing, and if something goes against like what the fandom agrees happens, they just disregard it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's probably like about the key vice with, say, the Toho fandom. There are so many characters where much of the fandom just seems to universally agree that they're a completely different person than how they're depicted in the games.
Yeah.
That's the way for a lot of fandoms, though. Like, and it goes especially for stuff like anime. Like, you'll see it a lot if you're a Naruto fan, a JoJo fan, a One Piece fan. Oh God, let's not even talk about that. The whole she who must not be named.
There's
Yeah,
a
that
couple. There's a
doesn't
couple.
really
of those.
narrow it down.
Yeah. No. If we're gonna do the meme, we have to do it properly. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Sorry.
That's just what I was gonna say.
All right. Okay, Lug, you probably would do it better than me, so do it.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Oh,
I don't know, it's been a few years. I can't quite remember exactly how Blight sounded.
I love that meme.
Like the One Piece chick who calls herself a dude, basically.
Or the Cowboy Bebop, the transgender thing. Like, that was just so stupid.
Yeah. But, like, you've got so many characters that fans typically purposefully misrepresent in one way or another, and because I'm a JoJo fan, I'm gonna use the one that I know the best, and that's the third JoJo in the lineup, Jotaro Kujo. A lot of people like to call him a complete misogynist because of how he talks to his mother and how he talks to a group of annoying girls. And he calls his mother a bitch in certain adaptations. I can't remember. I can't tell you for the life of me if he says it in like the original Japanese, because like it could just be like the closest translation to what he says in Japanese, or it could be literally what he says in Japanese. But from my knowledge of Japanese from the Anime Man, Joey, and I have no reason to doubt him because he's literally half Japanese. Bitch in Japan has a different connotation than it would in America, and it basically means, and I'm gonna use a really bad word here, slut.
So it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I love like the language differences. Like, for example, in America, if you call someone a "see you next Tuesday," it's like one of the worst things you could say to a woman. But in British, it's actually more directed at males, and it's more of a casual thing. I just find that fascinating.
Yeah.
You're
But,
a cunt.
like-
You've always been a cunt. The only thing is, you're gonna have a bunch of cunt kids.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that. Like, it's just it's like Australian guys.
I mean, that's not even to mention what the British refer to what they call cigarettes, which I am not gonna say. Let's just say, can I bubba something that rhymes with hag off of you?
Yeah. But like, so Jotaro's character is very interesting, and it's one that a lot, and I mean a lot, of fans of the series get wrong. They see him as this completely stoic, badass jerkwad of a character.
Right.
And that's slightly how he's presented. But if you read the manga, because the anime's great and all, but it doesn't quite represent Jotaro accurately. The way I've come to see Jotaro from reading the manga, watching the show, and all the other stuff like through video games and whatnot that Araki's had a hand in helping make. He's basically a huge sweetheart and a dork. But he hides it behind being a big, edgy teen boy.
Alright. So yeah, coping mechanisms, basically.
Sort of. Well, a lot of his behaviors have gotten a lot of fans in the fandom to thinking, oh, he's autistic. And they kind of were like, oh, well, that's canon, he's autistic. But we don't see that. Araki has never come out and said, yeah, Jotaro's autistic. And it's kind of funny to me, because I have, well, including you, quite a few autistic friends.
Yeah,
And-
that comes from, like, mainstream understanding of autism is kind of inherently flawed. Also, can you read Steve's comment before we go forward? It's a really good one.
Yeah. And fanny is just a funny word for ass in the US, but it's considered a vulgar word for something else in the UK, yes?
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I think.
Yeah, they hate fans.
I think. Well, I literally have a fan blowing on me right now, so I'd probably be very offensive in Britain right now.
Same,
Electric or paper?
Electric.
Electric.
No,
What?
no, I have a slave that I bought for $2 at Home Depot this morning, blowing a fan of air in my face.
$2 at Home Depot, that's actually a great steal.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen? Okay, I was about to do a very off-color joke there, but I was kind of doing like a joke in reference to how, like, sometimes immigrants would like stand at Home Depot and get like day jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized the joke was getting in poor taste, and I'm like, nope.
But, like, here's my understanding of like I've already said, you know, you see it too in the series. Jotaro, if you watch the show or you read the manga, he likes to put up sort of a tough guy persona. We don't know why. Araki stated in an interview that he modeled after Clint Eastwood. But, like, it's really funny to me because at one point in the manga, like, he's telling his mother to shut up. And if you're an English-speaking audience, probably calling her a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But when he gets the slightest inclination that something's not right with his mother, and the first thing he does is yell at her to lie down, because he does it because he's worried about her, and you can tell. And it's something that becomes a lot more prevalent the longer the series goes on, and the more you see him, both in part 3 and in part 4, and then later in part 6. Jotaro is kind of a big worrywart. He really worries about the people he cares about. He hides it very well under the tough guy
Dave
persona.
has a question for you.
Did his mom deserve that label? I've known some moms who certainly did. No! No! Holly is the sweetest woman to walk the planet!
Oh, we got a triggered Nix here. We got triggered Nix. Watch out, everybody.
Dave, I will fight you out in the IHOP's parking lot!
Oh my god, she's invoking IHOP. Oh, watch out. Dave's in trouble.
But seriously though, one of the things that his bio presents is that the reason Jotaro is so stoic is because he feels like he shouldn't have to emote more than he already does, because he genuinely thinks people just kind of know how he's feeling. The reason for that is actually kind of funny. It's because of his mom. His mom.
Oh, Nix, Dave's trained at Waffle House. You're screwed. He's trained in Waffle House. He's been to Fight Club.
Oh God.
He's trained in the art of Waffle House. Oh my god, he knows the superior form. You're screwed.
But seriously though, it's kind of cute because you can see when Jotaro saves Kakyoin from Dio's control, and Kakyoin asks him why he did it, he just kind of shrugs off the question as like, I don't know. Just kind of felt like it. It pans to Holly in the background, who's like, oh yeah, you put up this facade, but I see right through you, Jotaro. And she does. She knows her son very well. She knows that he's a big worrywart and a complete sweetheart underneath his whole tough guy thing. And that's the reason he doesn't think he has to emote more than he already does. Because he kind of just sees himself as an open book because of his mother. It's so cute because to her, he really is just an open book. But to everyone else, he constantly looks like he's pissed off and ready to beat someone up.
That is crazy.
And the reason he yells at this gaggle of schoolgirls is because they're surrounding him, cooing at him, following him around, and fighting over him when he clearly has no interest in them. He tells them to shut up and fuck off. And I would too.
I would too, so I'm not gonna blame him.
But these behaviors have kind of caused the fandom to see him as a complete asshole, a misogynistic asshole. But, like, I try to look at it from his point of view. Like, he's got a whole bunch of schoolgirls kind of just running after him like they're starving wolves. The school nurse, when he goes to, like, get a wound treated, is, like, basically flirting with him, this grown-ass woman. Almost anytime we see Jotaro around women, they're, like, fawning over him. And you get a sense, like, this is kind of just his everyday, because he's a good-looking kid. And a lot of the time, women see a pretty face, and this is kind of just life advice. No, not advice, but like, this kind of like one of life's big truths, and they go completely gaga.
Who knew? Women were just as susceptible to a pretty face as a guy is.
Pretty much. I mean, fireman calendars are a thing, right?
Yeah, I mean they're bought just as much by men as women, so.
True, but like, come on, you can't say that you haven't seen the Harlequin romance novels in like grocery stores and whatnot.
Oh yeah, those always like huge piles of them in thrift stores.
Oh
And
yeah.
They have such weird names.
Like what? Like what kind of names do they have?
I can't even think of one right now, but they always have this basically the same cover.
I'm not sure how you describe the way it works. There's this weird descriptive way that they go this sort of like. So this thing happened the other day, kind of attitude to it. It's so weird. Like, is there a term for it? Because there's just there's like this particular style to the way they're all titled, but I'm not sure what you would call it.
Sort of like an on the nose kind of purple prosy kind of title.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think 50 Shades of Grey sold so well? It wasn't because of its superior prose.
I don't know. Or the characters.
I mean, 50 Shades of Grey was mommy porn, and, you know, it was mommy porn. No, it was mommy porn that was acceptable to read at the beach.
And it was terrible. I have to say that. Not just like for all the BDSM stuff it gets wrong. It's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, like I've known people who are like full on like into BDSM, and they'll go on and on about how it's not actually BDSM. Also, Nix, we got. Can you catch up on the comments, please?
Yes. There's a meme about Goku stepping into Waffle House.
I gotta be honest with you.
Oh yeah, he would absolutely go there to try to find the strongest people in town.
And then he runs into Waffle House Wendy, and he says, "Finally, a worthy challenger."
Yep.
I need to make that meme. I so need to make that meme. I need to do that so bad.
Dave
Hey,
wants.
I hear you're pretty strong.
wants where the guy always violently beats the schoolgirl who fawns over him. I know that triggered a lot of people. I can't really tell you. There is quite a few of them. And
Yeah.
Dave brings up Taken by T-Rex, Concert by Clippy. That
Wait,
kind of thing, yeah.
Wait, did you just invoke Clippy? Dave, I need to ban you now. You're engaging my late 90s, early 2000s PTSD. Please tell me someone got the joke.
Yes. Sadly.
Alright, well, Star Who is level 40 now, so we only got, let's see here, we got Hit My Peen. Oh, I can't. Sorry, I'm regretting these names so bad. I hate you, Dave, so much right now since Dave named half of these. Courage and Hit My Peen. I hate saying these names. They're all that's left. Would you like some Dave, no! Don't do that. Please don't evoke it.
But like, fandoms are wild. You'd swear every fan but you is the biggest idiot on the planet.
Yeah.
And some of them are.
Yeah, some of them are.
Especially if you're in an anime fandom. Oh my good lord.
Yeah.
Like I've always said, there's a reason I don't engage with any other JoJo fans outside of my friend group on Twitter or anywhere else. Because a lot of them kind of just see these pre-characters and consider them Barbie and Kendalls. And don't even think about their actual personalities, motivations, or anything.
Yeah.
And it really irks me in a weird way. And I think it's because with JoJo especially, because I've connected with so many of the characters on a personal level, it's almost insulting.
Yeah.
Like, people like to think that Joseph from Part 2 is gay for his friends. He's not. He married a woman, cheated on his wife with a Japanese woman, and had a bastard.
Huh.
And that bastard's become the protagonist of Part 4. Is it kind of character assassination on Araki's part? A little, and I'm still not happy about it. Anyone can say, oh, well, you know, Joseph's whole thing is that he cheats in fights and whatnot, so this makes perfect sense for his character. No! Joseph's one redeeming quality in Part 2 was how much he cared for his friends and family. The man would die for these people. He loves his friends, he loves his family, and watching Caesar die, even though they didn't really get along very well when they first met, it genuinely moved him to tears. Big manly tears, of course, but still.
Well, yeah. You gotta have that one sexy tear go down your face.
No, I mean, like, the man's sobbing.
The Ben Affleck style, then.
But, like, it always upsets me to, like, oh, well, you know, he cheats and fights and like, cards and whatnot, so clearly he must cheat on his wife. No.
That's not how it works.
Get the hell out. That is not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, no. Get the frick out of here.
It's actually kind of funny, too, because then for Part 4's Josuke, fans are like, oh, he must be gay. You know, we only ever really see him around guys. The only time Josuke ever, like, seems to take an interest in dating, he talks about women.
Okay.
Like, he thinks his nephew Jotaro, because Joseph is Jotaro's grandfather, so Jotaro has an uncle who's younger than him. Great.
And then, can you
Absolutely.
read Dave's last comment?
Yeah. I never got into JoJo either. I like the memes and clips though. I still see the boat dance sometimes. Watch JoJo. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But given all the different styles and genres JoJo has gone through, you're bound to find a part you like. And no matter what anyone else says, do not skip any of the parts. If you do that, the story at large will not make sense, and anyone who says skip part 1 should be shot. You see someone who says skip, shoot them.
Oh, Nyx is getting
They-
serious.
They are the dumbest motherfucker to live, and they should not be allowed to breathe.
Wow. Nyx, wow. I've never seen this side of you.
I'm really, really passionate about part 1 because, and I get that it's not everyone's cup of tea, but part 1 is kind of part of the reason I even got into JoJo. I really like Victorian romance horror kind of stuff like that, gothic horror kind of stuff. So seeing that JoJo Part 1 was essentially a Victorian vampire story with a bit of a twist, I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
The memes certainly helped, but I fell in love with JoJo through Part 1. And it only got better after Part 1.
Alright.
Is Part 1 one of the weaker links? Maybe. But it's special to me.
Why do you think
Not
people
like-
ask, like, keep saying to switch part 1? Like, why?
Because it's the most boring to them. And it doesn't add much to the story. Bullshit. Part 1 is literally where the story begins. The story of Dio and the Joestar bloodline begins in Part 1 with Jonathan. Jonathan is essentially Superman.
Okay.
In that he's a good, no-nonsense sword. He's a bit more mischievous in the original manga, but in the anime, he's completely played straight as this. His big dream in life, essentially, is to be the perfect Victorian gentleman.
Okay.
And if that means himself into a fight where he knows he's not going to win to protect some innocent girl, then he's going to do it. Gets his butt kicked, but he's going to do it. And people think that's boring. He's the weakest JoJo because he's boring. He's just, nice guy. Oh, wow. But that's why I love Jonathan so much. That's why he, as a character, resonates with me so much. Because he's simple good versus evil. He's a good man who wants to help people. That resonates with me.
Alright.
And it's the same way people are like, Superman's boring because he's just this one-note Boy Scout. Well, no. You know what I think? I think I've had enough of all the dark realism, and I just want one shining beacon of light in my life.
Well, in that case, you'll probably enjoy the new Superman film that's coming out. That's kind of what they're aiming for, so...
I don't...
Let's see, everything, all the reports are just going all over the place. I have no idea what to expect from whatever's going on with that.
Well, the problem is, and we cover this on Jared's channel all the time, is it's kind of a meme among Comics League. Is James, like every time something like, wait, didn't James Gunn say this? He changed his mind. He changed his mind. Like he keeps shifting his like quote unquote changing his mind all the time, and then the problem is he's like. He's not big on Twitter. It's like all the stuff is out in the open. Like, I was thinking about this. Like, literally, he could just be like, this afternoon I was thinking Superman could fight Stalin, you know. And then the next morning he wakes up, it's not a bad idea. But like that evening, every news outlet's like, Superman's gonna fight Stalin, and then everyone believes it to be true. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just a bad, like, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like
But-
I'm not really dreading it or hyped. I'm just kind of like, what is even going on anymore?
I think that there is a timeline where the movie is good. I think, is James Gunn capable of making a good Superman movie? Yes. Will he? I am not sure. I'm gonna wait till the first trailer to kind of reserve my judgment. I am hoping it's good.
To answer your question, Dave, kind of, sort of, maybe? So, the whole thing, even when he's dead, revolves around the Joestar's fight with the antagonist of the first part, Dio Brando. He becomes a vampire. I'm not going to spoil how.
Yeah,
Part
good,
two.
yeah.
Part two, they're not really vampires so much as they're the ones who created the vampires. And they're, as the fandoms like to call them, Aztec fitness gods.
What
You'll
the
understand
hell?
if you go and you watch the show or read the manga. You could do either one. Dubbed, it doesn't matter to me. But know that Jonathan Joestar in the English dub is voiced by the Black Ranger from Mighty Morphin.
Oh,
This-
Johnny Gabosh.
Yes.
To be fair,
Nero-
he voices everything. Like he's also Ichigo from Bleach.
That's true, yeah.
He's literally everything.
Literally.
Oh yeah, isn't that? Yeah, he's also like what Nero in Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
I've talked about how like Devil May Cry has like a very strong Power Ranger connection.
Oh yeah.
Like literally all
Yeah, I
three of the
remember
main three have a Power Ranger connection.
But here's something you wouldn't expect. Part 2's JoJo, Joseph Joestar, is voiced
Mother
by
frigger.
Sword one himself.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Eradicate just. Now I gotta go all the way back to the Pokemon Center. Sorry, I'm frustrated.
But yeah, Joseph in part 2, in the English dub, is played by KND #1 himself, Benjamin Diskin. And he does a fairly not terrible job at his British accent. He's actually American. But you can really tell that he's doing his Nigel Uno voice.
Alright. And then Dave's got a comment.
I have no doubt Gun Superman is going to be good, but no idea if it'll be great. Another Superman reboot probably won't do big numbers though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I like the idea. Like I like the idea that he casted the marvelous Miss Maisel actress to play Lois. In like his version of Superman, I think that's perfect casting. So it'll be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But we are gonna wrap this up here in a second. Let me just so Hitmonkey is level 39. I'm gonna be using it a lot in the next gym, so I think we're good. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up here. Nix, anything you want to say? Final words and anything you want to promote? Go ahead.
The final thing I was going to say is part 3 is where the vampirism kind of ends. So, you know, watch the first 3 parts if that's what you're interested in. You aren't really required to watch anything after that if you don't want to. But the story does continue. But yeah, if you're interested in the vampire thing, watch the first 3 parts. For Dio, mostly.
Okay. Lug, any final thoughts?
I guess let's just put each other's feet to the fire and just create more.
Ow. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. We pretty much had like 3 to 4 people through this entire stream. Thanks Dave, thanks Black Raper Kai, thank you everyone who stopped by. John, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, thank you. Next week we'll be taking down Giovanni and then like heading up to Elite 4. Who knows, we may be even ending the series next time. I will say, oh yes, Iron Age, hail the Iron Age. So the next game, we are going to finish up Spider-Man. I stopped it to play Vampire back in October. We're going to finish that up, and then we're going to do the Ocarina of Time PC port. I'm sure Nix is going to enjoy that. And then from there, I don't know. I know Pokemon Silver is on the docket at some point, but Spider-Man, then Ocarina is what we're going to do. So thank you everyone for joining us, and remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.